Hey guys, and welcome back to the briefing room. A lot has been made about Rick and Minmei's relationship and their age difference. And while she is a minor and he is not, and while she does have a closer relationship than normal with her cousin, and despite these being very illegal and frowned upon here in the real universe, in the Robotech universe, no one really seems to bat an eye. So, why is that? Why is there why is such activity so accepted in the Robotech universe, but not here? Where's the difference? Where's the disconnect? Well, that's what your resident Robotech expert is here for. I need to preface this by giving a legal disclaimer emphasizing even, that this theory and the subjects covered in relation to this theory are illegal and will result in your arrest, incarceration, and placement in the sex offenders registry if you commit them. Just don't be an idiot. Although Kyle and Minmei are the only incestuous relationship, there are a couple minor, non-minor relationships in the Robotech saga. And not only is there no looks of disgust, the few spoken acknowledgments are not only not condemning, they are also surprisingly accepting. Here are two examples.
I heard it was just you and that what's-his-name, that kid, alone for 2 weeks. What were you doing all that time?
What do you mean?
Oh, I think you know.
Come on, it's obvious.
Oh, you make me sick.
Minmei, rumor has it that both of you are about to get married. Have you got anything to say about that?
Absolutely untrue.
Can you tell us how your ex-boyfriend reacted when you told him about these marriage plans?
Oh, you must mean Rick Hunter. He was just a friend.
In the first clip, Minmei is 15 and Rick is 19. And these pilots are perfectly fine talking about their relationship out in the open in her aunt and uncle's restaurant. Now, in the second clip, she's 18. But it's mentioned several times before that they haven't seen each other in a long while. They haven't spent a whole lot of time together. So they're referring to their prior closeness. And that's not even mentioning Kyle. He's related to her. Incest has no age limit. And again, they are talking about them as if it's okay. So what possibly could have happened in the Robotech universe that would cause such a drastic change in societal perception? Well, the answer lies in the opening narration. In Robotech Voltron number 2, which I realize is not canon, it indicates that there was a small war in 1990 that was separate from the global civil war. That means, more than likely, the global civil war did not start until 1991. And we know that it ended in July of 1999, which means this war was about 8 years old. And even then, it only ended because of the SDF-1. It would have continued otherwise. It makes you wonder what they were fighting about for 8 years where there was still no end in sight. That'd be a good theory video. But not this theory video. I know what you're thinking. How could have this global civil war changed the societal perception of incest and pedophilia. Well, I'm getting there. Just be patient. Please. So let me spin you a story, alright? As I said before, the war only ended because of the SDF-1, and the threat of an alien invasion scared world leaders into peace. But they still needed their armies, but for a common enemy, the aliens. So they sent the world's best scientists to research the SDF-1 and hopefully rebuild it. And that did end up being successful. After the dust settled, world leaders began to assess their assets and their militaristic strength. And they realized that after 8 years of war, that the world's population was drastically lower than what they thought it would be. And with the need for an army and a population that was far too small to face the incoming threat that was now being posed, the newly formed United Earth government had to find some way of increasing their numbers. They changed some of the antiquated requirements for entry into the military. Openly LGBT? You're in. Asthma? You're in. Anybody that wants to fight, that can fight, they're in. So, that increased their numbers quite a bit, but it still wasn't enough. So they went back to the drawing board. And they decided to lower the minimum age to lower than what most countries had, 16 years. Again, that gave them a boost to their numbers, but it still was not significant enough for what they needed. So they had to go back to the drawing board. They didn't know when the technologically superior aliens would be back for their ship. But they did realize that the only way for them to get their military strength up high enough was if they increased the population very quickly. And so they realized they needed to implement new rules and change old rules. So they changed it so that it doesn't matter if you're related. It doesn't matter if you were under the age. The new rule is if you are old enough to make babies, you're old enough to make babies. They were hoping that the aliens wouldn't be back in time for these new babies to be old enough to join the military. The people were probably pretty resistant to it at first, although I'm sure some others jumped all over it. But the start of the series does take place 10 years after the end of the war. So there's been significant amount of time between when those rules would have been implemented and the start of the series. So people have just gotten used to it. And now it's just become part of their culture. So there you have it, guys. The government implemented new rules in a desperate effort to increase their population in order to combat the alien invaders and increase their militaristic strength. So, people have just gotten used to it. Plain and simple. So, if you like that theory, or if you have a theory of your own that you want me to cover at some point, leave it down in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like the video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get notifications of when I upload a video. Also, hit like, comment. I'm here building community. I'd love to hear from you. So, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.